Here it is, guys. Final part. We're gonna kick this off with King JC. His first question is, what did you think of Arkham Asylum? The video game was good. I think I answered that about 3 times in here. Yeah. Which do you like more, Marvel or DC? I'm more of a. I was a Marvel fan when I started out, but I've become a bit more of a DC fan because they're doing a lot of stuff that I like, except for the reboot, the relaunch. I mean, the relaunch, which I'm kind of half and half on. What are your? Which one are you more of a fan of?
What was the question?
Which one are you more of a fan of, Marvel or DC?
DC.
All right. So, third and final question from King JC is favorite villain or hero. I think I've answered that a few times. Joker and Sinestro for DC, and Green Lantern, Hal Jordan for DC, Ultron, and Hulk for Marvel. As for heroes and villains on their side. Anyway, thank you, King. Thank you for the questions. Next question is from Undying Scorpion. Scorpio. He asks one question. You should do a Thundercats He-Man fanfiction. I would read it. Well, I don't really have any plans for a Thundercats He-Man crossover because that's been done a few times. I've read a few fanfictions, and they're a lot better than the plans I have, and they're already, a bunch of reused plots a few times here and there. So, I'm gonna have to say no because it's been done a few times, and I don't really like doing reused plots. Reused plots a few times or reused crossovers. I like to think outside the box. So sorry about that, but I'm gonna have to respectfully say no. No offense to you, Undying Scorpio. That's just how I feel about it. Next up is Monster Bow. Hope I'm saying your name right. You asked 3 questions. First question is, if zombies were to fight one of the two werewolves or vampires, would you like to see zombies versus vampires or zombies versus werewolves? Well, funny you should mention that because if you watch the show
Zombies versus vampires have already been done.
well, it's going to be done in Deadliest Warrior.
Yeah.
So, I guess you got your answer. Zombies versus vampires, right there. 2. Would you like to see the plot in a movie or a comic book? Oh, would you like to see the plot of a plot more like in a movie than a comic book? Comics, I say comics because the comics can drag it on and keep you on the edge of your seat, and they have that 30-day wait time, so you gotta wait for the next issue, and you have a lot of anticipation for how's it all gonna turn out. But I do like movie plots for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer comics.
Yeah. Any more you want to add to that?
Nah.
Alright. And finally, we have 5 more questions. The last 5 questions from Mystery 997. First one is DPZ and Meta. If you were a superhero, if you were to be in a superhero movie, which would you two prefer to be in? I'd prefer to be in a DC movie.
What was the question?
If we were in a DC or Marvel movie, which would we rather be?
DC.
All right. Second question.
WWE just does such a great job with it.
Well, DC movies have been kind of lacking.
For Marvel, we'd have to go by Fox.
Actually, I take that back. Marvel movies are actually, for the most part, DC movies have their flaws, except for, Dark Knight and a few others. But I'm gonna go with Marvel. I'm gonna change my answer to Marvel movies.
Okay.
Your second question is, I know that Kevin Conroy is the exact embodiment of Batman, but if he stepped down like Mr. Hamill, Mark Hamill, would you choose to replace him if possible? I think we already have there's already been a worthy replacement for the voice of Batman, and that's Bruce Greenwood. He did his first voice acting as Batman in Batman Under the Red Hood, and he's currently doing Batman in Young Justice. So and he actually is probably my second favorite Batman voice. So definitely him.
Yeah, I like him too.
Yeah, has that same darkness and it makes it his own Batman. So I really like that. Third question is, what do you think of Babs from Comic Vine? Is she kind of hot? Yeah, she's not just kind of hot. She's really hot, dude.
Who?
Babs from Comic Vine. You've probably never seen her videos. Yeah. But yeah, fourth question is, any thoughts on who could be Bruce Wayne for a Batman reboot? Outside of Christian Bale, I can't see anybody else. I mean, he was a really good both Batman and Bruce Wayne.
Adam West.
That's just gonna be your answer for everything, isn't it?
Yes.
Actually, you know what? Adam West should be in the Batman reboot as Thomas Wayne. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But, yeah, fifth question is, thoughts on Iron Man Armored Adventures Season 2? Excited. Not really. Season 2... Armored Adventures is not one of my favorite Marvel shows. I really wish they continue... If anything, I wish Nicktoons continued Wolverine and the X-Men over Iron Man Armored Adventures. But I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a watch. Maybe they'll bring in, like, Titanium Man, or... I know they're talking about bringing in Hawkeye, so... So maybe... I've heard rumors that they're going to bring in Hawkeye, so maybe I'll give it a shot. Maybe not. But yeah, that was the last of the questions, so thank you all for the Q&A. This was fun. Exhausting, but fun.
You all have been great.
Yeah, it's been exhausting, but fun. So, yeah, this is Deadpoolzilla.
And this is King Heavy Meta.
And we're out.